Hyperion Audio presents Click, what millions of people are doing online and why it matters. Written and read by Bill Tancer. Copyright 2008, Bill Tancer. Production copyright 2008 by Hyperion Books. Introduction. On my way into work in San Francisco from our house in San Mateo, something about the radio interview I was listening to just didn't sound right. The reporter was talking to a British psychologist about the third week in January, a week that he claimed was the most depressing week of the year. The interviewee detailed how he had reached that conclusion from a mathematical formula he'd developed that factored in failed New Year's resolutions, credit card debt from the holidays, and weather patterns. All factors taken together pointed to the third week in January as the most depressing of the year. It sounded like a convincing story. I just had a hard time believing it. While I'm all in favor of mathematical formulas, was it possible to build one that would detect a society's swing toward depression? You probably couldn't even detect such a thing by surveying a large sample of the population. Can we count on people to answer questions about depression honestly? No, I was having trouble buying this story, because I had just charted depression a few weeks earlier, and I knew that the most depressing week of the year occurred right around Thanksgiving. How did I know that? Pulling from a sample of 10 million internet users in the United States, I was interested in seeing when people search for the term depression. My thought process was as follows. If as a society we become more depressed during certain parts of the year, a certain percentage of us, in order to seek help, will turn to our nearest confidant, a place we can go to ask questions without fear of being judged. We'll search on Google, Yahoo Search, or MSN Search. My first chart of the term over a 2-year period of time didn't quite add up. It showed a pattern that seemed to reflect the school calendar. This was probably due to the fact that school children were using search engines for research papers about the Great Depression. Not to be deterred, I created a new chart, this time combining the volume of searches for common antidepressants, drugs like Zoloft, Cymbalta, Lexapro. The pattern was pretty clear. Once you ruled out the Great Depression and factored in pharmaceuticals, a significant number of us turned to our search engines the week of Thanksgiving in hopes of understanding our holiday blues. This morning's drive was pretty typical for me. I hear things on the news, read items in the newspaper, or catch snippets of discussion among coworkers, and I have a burning urge to run to my computer and see if I can shed light on the topic du jour based on our internet searches or visits to particular websites. Sometimes, random associations just pop into my head and I turn to search term data to see if there's any relationship. These ventures into data serendipity have led...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?